Huh?
Happy in Cincinnati?
He was a free agent. They weren't paying him.
All right, 3, 2, and 1.
Boom! And welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Lucky Duck. It's time to order them dove spinners, them varmint calls, and those turkey deeks. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver.
Appreciate you having me today, Jeff.
Well, hey,
always,
Andy, it's
always good to be back.
It's glad to have you on there today, because we're going to talk about a little world on fire today. And there's a lot of world on fire.
My favorite.
Okay.
The guy that is anti-news. Make him talk about it.
Let's talk. Well, first of all, we just come back from Mexico.
Yeah. No, there were no burning vehicles. There were no checkpoints. There were no people on their knees with machine guns pointed at their heads.
I would say it's the easiest time getting to the Cancun airport I've ever had.
If you want to, if you want a cheap vacation, book Mexico now, because in 6 months it's going to go right back up. But yes, if you want now. We were on the east side, so we were not in Puerto Vallarta where everything kind of got...
It's really cheap there now.
Got funky. Yeah, if you want a really cheap vacation, Afghanistan's also cheap, and Iran. So, but no. We were on the east side of Mexico. It was business as usual.
No, it was not business as usual.
Fuck.
Because there was an airplane ride down there had 60 empty seats.
I mean, when you get to Mexico...
Oh, yeah, it was nothing. It was... I saw more. We stayed at Isla Mujeres, which, if you don't know, it's an island off of Cancun.
If you don't know, now you know.
And we take a boat. We fly in, and we drive to the dock, and we have a private boat that takes us across to the island, and then they take us to our resort.
Right.
And I saw more Marines. They have a Navy base there, and I saw people walking with machine guns down the street. But I see that every year when you're there. It's a third world country. But there was our flight had 60 empty seats. I have not flown in a long time where there was that many empty seats.
And of course, my fucking row was full.
Not mine.
You got 60 empty seats, and mine's full.
And then poor Tony, they called him shamed him.
Yeah.
Him and another fat guy were sitting next to each other, and he said, "Sir,
Come
you
here,
by
sir.
yourself. We'll let you go in the back, so you can spread out." That other fat guy's like, "Thank God that boy's a fat ass." But
Spilling into my seat.
I thought the flight was half empty. We got to the airport. They make you go get on a bus to go to customs. Mexican customs took 3 minutes, maybe.
Oh, they don't care. They're just happy you're back.
Yeah, I mean it was a very simple deal. The resort we stayed at was the Alexis Privilege of Alexis. I really liked the resort. I liked the beach there. It's not as pretty as Mia Reef, the beach wise, but everything else was wonderful. It was a great trip. Safe. Didn't feel bad. I was worried about coming back into the country, how long it was going to take.
Because TSA, yeah.
TSA.
I mean, of course, America's screwed up. Like, go figure.
But that was 2 minutes.
But now they're saying it's like 3 or 4 hours.
No, it's getting to the airport. They said everything's running on time. It's just getting through customs,
You got to
getting
be
on
there
the plane.
4 hours early.
So fly to Abilene, Texas, probably.
Yeah.
Small airports are probably going to be a luxury right now. They said yesterday in New Orleans it was 4 hours to get through TSA. Houston Hobby was 3.5.
What are we doing? It's 2026.
We got to fund that stuff. Put aside being a Republican or Democrat. Just put aside.
I have a long time ago.
The issue right now that the Democrats are fighting on is having to show a voter an ID to vote. And it's the stupidest thing ever because 80% of the country agrees on this. The Democrats
99% of MAGA Republicans agree on this.
Well, of course, but you got 80% of everybody agrees on this. 80%.
That's why there was a headline. It said 94% of MAGA Republicans agree with bombing Iran.
Well, yeah.
The MAGA Republicans
Yes.
was like real small.
Yeah. But 80% of everybody in the United States agrees on this. There is nothing you do that you don't have to show an ID. You get on an airplane, you got to show an ID. You buy liquor at a liquor store and you look like you're under 30, you got to show an ID. Everything you have to show an ID. If you cash a check, if anybody even has checks anymore, you have to show an ID. But the Democrats are fighting this for one reason only. They cannot win an election in a fair election. The only states that Kamala won last year were all ones that you don't have to show an ID. I have to show an ID to vote in Knox City. So do you. That's what this whole thing's about. They do not want you to have to show an ID to vote, and they're going to fight for it. And this is not the time, with all the shit going on in the world, to have DHS down and Border Patrol and Border Security.
They're down?
They're cutting back. That's why it's 4 hours to get through the airports. People ain't going to work.
I thought that was TSA.
That's part of the DHS.
Umbrella?
Yes, that's the DHS. That's part of the Department of Homeland Security. ICE is not under that funding. That's what's funny. The ICE people are not, but DHS is.
But there's still people at the border.
Well, yes, the border's not completely, but that's what they're not funding is things like that. It's stupid.
Well, so far all they've done away with is TSA pre.
No, well, yeah, but that's why the lines are 4 hours now, because the TSA agents ain't getting paid. If you ain't getting paid, you gonna go to work every day?
I'm sure they've got something worked out.
They have nothing worked out. They're not getting paid. They got half a check 2 weeks ago. This week they didn't get checks.
Well, Jeff, it's time to step up for your fellow man and your country.
Yeah, and
do you not agree? They're going to get back pay,
but
once everything gets funded.
I agree, but those people.
So you're going to get paid for work you didn't do.
Those people don't have. They don't make. Those people are making probably $45,000 a year. They can't.
No.
They can't bullshit.
No,
they can't afford.
But they're making 80 plus benefits, full Benny.
Look it up. I'll bet you it ain't even close.
What do you want me to look up exactly?
TSA salaries.
Okay.
They ain't making no $80,000 a year. Those people live in bigger cities. Most of them, they can't afford that. You know, you go to your landlord and say, "Hey, I can't make my payment because I'm government furloughed." You know, electric bill. They're not going to let you keep your electricity on.
Full Benny, Jeff. Full Benny. We'll just look this up right now.
I'm not talking about their benefits. I'm talking about their checks that they're getting that they're not getting.
How much do TSA agents make?
It ain't no 80,000 because they're too grouchy.
Jeff, you never know.
They're as grouchy as a Popeyes woman working on a Popeyes drive-through.
Vernon's getting a Popeyes and a Starbucks. Little old Vernon, Texas, 10,000 people, but it's right there on that highway. So
now they've got some women with attitudes there, and they'll need them.
Popeyes. There's another one going in.
Is Chick-fil-A going in there?
No.
Chicken Express?
No. Just stop, Jeff. Just give me a second. I lost it. How much do TSA agents make per year? Let me do per year. Because I don't want that hourly bullshit. That's too much math for this early morning. Right now they make $0.
Yeah, that's true.
$99 a year.
No, they don't.
Right there, Glassdoor. The average makes TSA $99 per year. So there you go. Thank you.
Oh, hold on.
Thank you.
The average hourly pay for TSA job in the United States is $26.07, and it ranges from $12.74 to $44.71. The median salary for the TS screeners in the United States is $52,938.
Pretty good paycheck.
The TSA average range approximately $30,000 per year for so and so. See, that's what I'm talking about. The average person is making $52,000 a year. They cannot go without that. They do not have that kind of money. So they're bringing home. That's basically $1,000 a week. They're bringing home $700 a week.
This one right here, 60 to 72.
The TSA agents typically earn between 40 and 80 per year, depending on the position and location.
That's a good job.
It's not a bad job, but they can't go without checks. If you're making $60,000 a year, you're bringing home about $800 a week. So their bring home pay is about $1,600 a week. I mean, it's $1,600 every 2 weeks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Plus the
benefits, I agree with
dental.
you on. I'm not talking about the
It's
benefits.
not very physically demanding. You get to be a dick all day. Take your shoes off, motherfucker. Is that a laptop in there? Take that out. You got water in that water bottle? Trash can it.
So you'll change jobs with them? Absolutely not.
I'd be a TSA agent.
Yeah. Well, so anyways, that's
Go for the full body scan.
Since you don't watch the news much,
Come here, ma'am. You look like you need a pat down.
have you seen did you see the two Muslim kids that tried to throw the bomb in front of the what's the mansion where dipshit lives in New York, the mayor's mansion? I forgot the name of it.
Mar-a-Lago.
No, that's the one in Florida. I want to say Quincy Mansion, but I don't think that's right. Anyways, there's a mansion in New York City where the mayor lives. Well, they were having a rally outside, anti-Muslim rally.
Okay. He's Muslim, isn't he?
Yes.
Why are they?
Anti-Muslim people around were these two Muslim kids come up, and it was interesting. There was a guy there filming it, and he's like, "This is exactly what's wrong with America. We need to be more inclusive." And all of a sudden, you hear, "Duck down, duck down!" This Muslim kid lights a fuse on this thing and throws it over this guy and takes off running. It didn't go off. It was the same kind of bomb that the Boston bomber did. The same kind of chemicals in it and stuff. They were going to blow these people up.
Chemicals. I thought he used nails.
Well, the compound that made it blow up though.
Oh, tannerite.
I don't know what it is. There's a name for it, and I didn't look at. I can't remember. I read it. But anyways, it was going to blow up, and if it would have blown up, it would have killed it would have been a very horrible terrorist attack. And Mondani comes out and says, "Well, it was a bunch of white supremacists doing this and that." Don't mention the two Muslim kids that tried to blow everybody up. They made it a federal crime, so Mondani and them can't screw them around. Probably, so she'd go to prison for the rest of her life. But New York City's got a lot of problems with the Muslim deals. I mean, they're doing I had a guy text me the other day that lives in Brooklyn, and he said in their neighborhood now they have a call of prayer comes over the deal. You know, these Muslims are going to be a major issue in New York City and all the big cities if we keep letting them do what they're doing. But he come out as the mayor, and that's what he said. Well, it was white supremacists. I'm so tired of the white supremacist. What is a white supremacist? Ku Klux Klan?
It's somebody that thinks that white is a superior race.
Okay. Do you know anyone like that?
I mean, I'm proud to be white.
No, I'm not talking about proud, but do you know anybody that hates someone based on their skin color? Honestly.
No, I don't.
I don't either. But you'd think that we're white, we would be included in some of this stuff, right?
I hadn't got the email.
I hadn't either.
I keep checking.
But every time you turn on a Democrat, they talk about white supremacy all the freaking time. Well, I'm white. I've never got this privilege card. And I've got lots of friends of color, all kinds of different shades. And I've never, ever known anybody that's pale white that didn't like someone because of color. And I grew up at a time where the N-word was used quite often, in the 70s. Now it's it's used quite often, but it's used just by people of color use it now all the time.
In rap songs.
But I am so tired of this white supremacy bullshit. I have never, ever been to a meeting, a calling, ever been told, hey, you're white supremacists, you need to do this. So either I'm being left out of all this shit that makes us rule the world, or it doesn't exist. And so I'm saying it does not exist. Just because
I think it exists.
You think it? Where do you think it exists at?
Alabama.
So you think in Alabama they're just having white supremacy meetings everywhere?
It's everywhere.
Shit,
it's rampant. Alabama, Mississippi.
Okay, now you need to go ahead and clarify this because someone's going to message me and say, so Andy, where's this? They're going to get defensive about this shit. Andy does not think that either. It's not there.
It's everywhere. Trying to ramp it down there.
But people really that watch the news think it's not available. Just because you speak out against someone that's colored or different wrong, that doesn't make you a white supremacist. I didn't like Bill Clinton. He's white.
Him. He was hitting on that Nancy Mace.
She's a pretty lady.
He's hitting on her. He was shooting a shot, even at 80 years old.
But
Slick Willie.
But it's funny, if you're a white Democrat, you can say what you want and you get a free pass. But
if you're a white Democrat.
Did you see Joe Biden, what he said at that Jesse Jackson's funeral?
I saw
I'm
he kind of
smarter than everyone else here.
I saw he kind of rambled, but you can't take anything he says seriously. He's senile. He's lost his mind. So he's gonna say all sorts of weird shit.
And he should get a free pass for that. I agree with you on that.
100%. I don't know why they keep trotting him out.
I don't either. Especially when he was just dying the other day.
He was?
They said he was. Kamala Harris.
God bless
him. Boy, we dodged a bullet there. Did you see her drunk ass get up there? Pull up the Jesse Jackson, Kamala Harris, what she says. Kamala at the Jesse Jackson funeral. Jesse Jackson's son came out and he was not very impressed with the Democrats. He said it too. My dad loved everybody regardless of what color they are, and for a bunch of ex-presidents to come up here and try to make it political. I asked you not to do that before you did it, and you did it anyways.
I really hope Stephen A. Smith runs.
He says he's not going to, and actually he said one of his top 3 picks is Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio is going to be the next president.
Fuck.
He will be. He's a great president.
We'll
He's
never leave the Middle East.
But I don't know what
Kamala
first of all,
Harris, Jesse Jackson.
funeral. Yep. I'm not for anything that happened over there, but if we're going to do it, we need to finish the shit.
TikTok's got me logged out. Why won't you let me log in? I guess I can go to YouTube.
Yeah. Just Kamala Harris at Jesse Jackson's funeral.
Problem with YouTube is you gotta wade through a bunch of shit. Kamala, there we go. Let's see. Okay.
I predicted a lot about what's happening right now.
What's happening?
She drunk and shit.
No, I don't
Yes,
think
she
so.
was.
I think she's just putting on that African
They're
American.
sound like white supremacists.
Saying I told you so, but we did see it coming. But what I did not predict is that we would not have Jesse Jackson with us right now to help us get through this. We know that Reverend Jackson saw that the doors had been closed to the millions of people across our nation and throughout the world who were otherwise so deserving. And they were doors, of course, to opportunity, to equity, to justice, to freedom. And so he dedicated his life, as we all know, to breaking down those barriers. So when we are speaking of these doors, I will share with you that as a child, I was raised that when you see a closed door, you must knock and wait to be invited in. What life has taught me is that if that invitation is not offered, and if that door remains shut, even after repeated attempts to knock on said door, sometimes you have no choice but just to kick that door open. I predicted a lot about...
Kick that door open.
She
Is that
also-
what you were wanting to see?
Yeah, she also said something about, what is her saying? We are, I don't even remember. It's all word jumble. Anyways, we dodged a bullet with that one. And what's scared is she was that close to becoming president. Just a few states. And now we got this dipshit Tallarico running for Senate.
How'd Obama do? He's always polished.
I don't have a clue. I didn't listen. He thought the same thing. They made it political. And Jesse Jackson Jr., he said afterwards, he said, I don't appreciate any of that. Just seen Reverend Al giving him the dirty eye for
He
saying
said
that
it
shit.
when he walked up there.
He got on the podium
Or afterwards.
yesterday afterwards and said, I asked everybody to not make it political. And he said, we had presidents coming up here making it political.
Yeah, but
Well, but that's
2026, you can't make anything not political.
when you're speaking at someone's funeral, you should not do that if they ask you not to. He asked
agree.
them not to make anything political. He said, my dad did not make it political. His dad liked Donald Trump. You know, when Donald Trump, this is something
Yeah,
nobody
they're
ever
all
talks
cat
about.
daddies.
Well, hold on just a minute. When he was starting his Acorn Initiative or whatever the hell his group was, and I'm not a big Jesse Jackson fan by any means, but, and he was in New York trying to do that, Donald Trump gave him a place for 3 or 4 years and never charged him rent for it. You know, nobody ever talks about that though. But he helped him out, and he never charged rent for him. He said his dad really liked Donald Trump because Donald Trump was always good to him.
That's all you can do.
And his dad was, and Donald Trump was always good to Reverend Al too, until he became a Republican. Then Reverend Al didn't have no use for him. But I don't know. We're on a really slippery slope right now. And this James Tallarico, the guy that's running for Senate in Texas, he come out and said that we also need to have abortion rights for transgender men that have switched to women. Dude, they don't have to worry about having an abortion. You know what? We'll give them
It's just called a good shit.
You know what? That's right. Let's give them 100% abortion. Free abortions for
Hell
any
yeah.
man that got transitioned to a woman.
I can get behind that.
Yep, I'm 100% with that. We'll fund every bit of it, and it'll never happen. But those dumbasses just believe into that shit, and there's no way he's that stupid. Is there?
He's just pandering. That's all it is.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You would think, but why even bring that up? Then all you do is take a moderate Democrat and they're like, whoa, hold on. That hurts their base. The choices were.
But then you can be for transgenders and abortions all at the same time. And nobody gets hurt.
You had Jasmine Crockett, who's an idiot. And she's a smart lady. I mean, she has to be. She went to good schools, educated. And you've got this Tallarico guy. And that's the best the Democrats can run. That's a lost party. And I'm not happy with the Republican Party either.
No, I mean, I'm not happy with any of them. I'm ready. Hawk Dunlap sold me. I'm ready to go to Bali, Indonesia. Call it good.
I don't think I'd go to Indonesia.
Deuces.
It's another Muslim country.
Have fun with this shithole.
We live on the
fuck, Jeff.
We live on the
things
best.
keep going on.
Well,
this is going to be a Muslim country.
Yeah.
So
We live in the best country in the world still. But I
Hawk
don't.
Dunlap said Indonesia.
I don't like. Oh, I'm sure if I could sit on the beach in Isla Mujeres is better than here right now. But the overall,
Way safer.
But raising your kids, yeah, it is. I'll give you that. But
Pharmacies on every corner. I mean, you're not going to catch the sniffles in Mexico. I mean,
there
fuck.
shouldn't be a sick son of a bitch down there.
Oh, fuck no.
There's got to be more pharmacies in Mexico than anywhere in the world.
Isla Mujeres is a mile wide, mile and a half wide by 5 miles long. There's 27 pharmacies on the island.
I'm gonna look it up right now because I'll bet you it's more than that.
They're everywhere. There should not be a sniffle one. They should. You want to beat COVID? Go to Mexico. They got all sorts of shit. They can get you up. They can get you down. They can get you hard. They can get you swole. Whatever you want, baby. I got it.
There's more pharmacies in Isla Mujeres than there are fudge shops on
Mackinac Island. I'm full send. Saw a lady there. I always admire these people. I could never do it. Her and her husband had a sailboat.
Did you talk to this lady?
I did, Jeff.
Okay, this
Saw
is
her
when y'all
every
were
day
talking
walking.
about. Okay,
Saw her every day. She gets her exercise. She goes in the beach and walks. Or she goes in the water and walks. About waist deep water.
first of all,
Nice lady.
I want you to tell your story, but I'm telling you before you started, you of all people could not do this. So go ahead.
I said I can't do it, but I always admire these people because it's
Yes.
a great story. Her and her husband had a sailboat. They put that bitch in the water and they just set off sailing. Not a care in the world. Don't know what they did. She was a doctor of physical therapy.
Right.
So I'm assuming that her husband was probably also a doctor of some sort or made a lot of money, but that's just what they did. Their sailboat engine blew up in, I can't remember where. But anyway, she made it over to Isla, sold the sailboat, been living there for 23 years. She's an illegal immigrant inside of Mexico.
There's 37 pharmacies in Isla Mujeres.
And it's a mile and a half wide by 5 miles long.
37 pharmacies.
We have one in Knox City.
37.
Now, I understand it's not 5 miles long and a mile and a half wide, but we have one.
But it's not a tourist destination. So there's not a lot of people coming. But if you took any other tourist place in the world, Orlando,
Yeah.
there's not 37 in a stretch that big anywhere. Around some hospitals, you'll have some. Wichita Falls don't have 37 pharmacies. There's 100,000 people live there. Abilene don't. If you took the Abilene and Wichita Falls and combined them, there's not 37
get
pharmacies.
37.
And there's be 250,000 people.
So like I said, I could never live that lifestyle of the sailboat.
Now, her
and
husband
just
passed away, right?
Passed on. God rest his soul. Sound like an amazing guy. Sold the sailboat and she rents in Isla. And she every morning or every afternoon, she walks in the water, gets her exercise in, goes back.
I could go live somewhere like that.
Not me.
I could if I was retired, but my problem would be being around my grandkids. That would be my drawback to that.
I'm around him every day, Jeff. You're not missing.
You know, your youngest now, he FaceTimes your mom every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, last night it was 30 minutes, and you know what they talked about?
Nothing.
Shell, is it raining at your house? Because it's raining at ours. And so he took the iPad. Then he went and checked the mail. Michelle goes, you better leave that iPad on the porch while you go get the mail.
Yeah. Yeah, he forgot to check the mail yesterday. So
Well, does he check the mail every day?
after school, yeah.
He is going to be a politician. That is a
Does that, and he does his kettlebell swings and his push-ups.
We had a Jessie lost her grandma this weekend.
Mexico's hard on
while we're
grandmas.
in Mexico, yeah. My mom and Michelle's mom, it's got bad news for you.
Not
Next
looking
year,
good next
one of
year.
you is going to go probably. But anyways, we've lost grandmas on the last 2 trips, but Reese took it very hard, which Reese was probably closer to her, and he was a little older, and he's very emotional. I know James come walking out, and he come up to us, and Reese is crying, hugging Shell. He goes, "Well, at least we got out of school today."
Yeah.
I was like,
He's 7 though,
Love
so
that
he doesn't understand.
loved that spirit. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Reese doesn't handle those things very, very well.
No, he's very emotional. But anyways, Jameson, he made up for it because he cracked me up.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I couldn't do. I could do what that lady did. I think it would be interesting. And I'm sure she's got a lot of friends down there now. She's part of the community and stuff.
I don't know how much of a community they have.
They have, when you look at the ISLA pages and stuff, there's a lot of community there's a lot more. It's a lot more than you think it is.
Yeah.
But you always feel guilty when you're there.
No, never.
I do. I feel sorry for those people. I mean, here we are being gluttons in America, and you go and you get a plate of food and you eat half of it and they throw away half. And these people are just trying to get by. One guy told me that it takes him 45 minutes to get home every day from the time he gets on the ferry and then gets to his house in Cancun.
You know, in Costa Rica, the place that we stay at, it's not all inclusive, but anyway, you get meals there and everything. You go down for breakfast, you see a guy. You go for lunch, you see the same guy. You go for dinner, you see the same guy. And then occasionally at the pool, you'll see that same guy. But, I mean, they're there 12, 14 hours.
How close do they live
It's an hour.
to where they live at? Yeah, I'm telling you.
So, I mean, you're working 12 or 14 hours. You got an hour one way. So, I mean, fuck, you're looking at 18 hours a day just in your shit. And, you know, same type thing. Like, here we are just, you know, like you said, kind of eating half of the plate. And this poor guy left his house at 5 a.m. and probably didn't get home until 10 or 11. By the time everything's closed, you know, by the time you serve all the food and close everything down and clean everything up. And I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know their shifts. Maybe they work 4 days and they get to stay.
The Mexico people get 1
at
day
the
off
resort.
a week.
I don't know, but yeah, it's tough.
I asked one of the guys down in the lobby, and I dealt with him 4 days in a row or something. Really nice guy. And I asked him, I said, "Do you live on the island?" He goes, "No, living." He's the one that told me how far it was back and forth. I go, "What do y'all do when it storms? Because they shut that ferry down on sometimes." He goes, "Sometimes we'll stay here." He said, "I've had to stay here 3 days in a row, you know." And I said, you know, and I think Michelle said something like, "Oh, that's so nice of them to take care of their people." I said, "They weren't about taking care of their people. They're worried about people here to wait on everybody."
But I wonder if they put all their tips in a pool and split that up.
Well, some of the guys make really good.
I mean, our guy, like, you know.
The beach guy's making a killing.
Yeah, but I mean, are they putting all that in a pool and splitting that up at the end of the day? The house gets so much. I don't know. But you'd figure, like, they're making a lot of money. And on Mexico standards, you ought to be able to live pretty good.
The two waiters we had at the Bali bed or on the beach, there was 2 of them. I gave them a $20 bill each day.
Tight ass.
How much did you give them? $10.
Shit.
How much?
I don't know. I got inebriated and just passing that shit out, Jeff. Coupons.
But
fun coupons.
okay, I'm $20 from me and Michelle for 2 guys. So each guy made $40, or they made 20 apiece. That $10 per person, and they had 20 guests that probably they were in charge of.
Right.
If everybody gave them $10, they're making $200 American dollars a day in tips. And like you said, I'm sure the bartender gets a cut of that. I don't know how that works.
Well, every time I went to the bar and gave that guy tip money, he put it all in a bucket.
Yeah, then and those people may come up and put it in there too.
I don't know.
The average person down there makes $10 a day, is what they're getting paid from the resort. So you know they're doubling that with tips or tripling it probably.
So they get $30 a day, and you gave them a 20.
No, I'm talking about if they're pooling that together is what I'm saying.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but you just figure made a couple $100 that day. You ought to be able to live fairly
If they got
decently.
to keep all their tips, then they would be living high on the hog.
That's what I thought.
But I'm sure, like you said, they're pooling it in or something. But it's doubling or tripling what they're making a day. They're probably, instead of making just $10 a day, they're probably making $30 or $40 a day. And then you get some tight asses that give $1.
Yeah.
Or $2. That's why I like, instead of trying to give a guy coming over there 10 times a day, give him $2 every time, I just give him 20 up front. Where they get screwed is, I always ask, are you going to be my bartender or my waiter all day? Yes. You give 20 and then you don't ever see him again.
You're right. And then you start over.
Then you're like, shit, Oliver, I gave JoJo the money already and he run off. So I guess I got to tip you now.
I worked out for the first time on vacation. I was so proud of myself. Got up and got my shit done. Better for it. All of it went down the drain when I started drinking pina coladas and all that sugar, but
I didn't have one fruity drink.
Not a one.
Nope.
Trevor and Haley on vacation, they always work out, and they didn't get to come this year, so I was like, I'll just continue the trend. Had leg day.
I went walking every morning.
To and from your hotel room, yes, you did.
No, I walked down to the ferry and back every morning.
Oh.
I would do about 2.5 miles.
Aren't you just?
You know what's really crazy? At 6:30 in the morning, there ain't a soul on the streets.
That's 5:30 our time. Why were you up?
I just get up. I got up, and so I went for a walk, and I enjoyed it. It was nice, but there was nobody. I went down and walked down and got a cup of hot tea. I took a hot tea and walked with the hot tea, and I thought, well, I'll walk down the road a mile or so, and I'll find a coffee shop, and I'll have a coffee and walk back. Nothing was open.
Yeah.
At all. The only thing going on was the fishing guys, and they were cleaning the streets. They are some hardworking people. Let's talk about what's going on in the world right now that we've kind of avoided so far.
I haven't avoided it.
Let's talk about it because
me and
you're on the same page on this thing, I think, and then maybe we're not. I did not like us getting involved in the Iran deal.
Oh, okay, then yeah, we are
at all. I thought I hate this stuff. Now, as this has played out and we've learned more things, if you can trust what we're learning, Iran was getting capable of having a nuclear warhead. They said they had enough for 3 nuclear warheads already done. Don't know how true that is. But let's just say it's true. Then maybe we did the right thing. But I'm tired of fighting everybody else's battles.
What was all this bullshit last summer?
What do you mean?
We bombed everything in Iran last summer.
They've rebuilt
3 days.
They've rebuilt it.
Okay. So how are we going to be any different in 6 months?
What do you mean?
We're at war now. We're bombing them.
I don't understand what you're asking.
We're bombing them to make sure that they don't have nuclear capabilities. And from what I understand, is all that shit's buried so deep that you can't destroy their nuclear facilities by bombing them.
I don't know.
Where are we going to be in 6 months?
I'm hoping.
I tell you where we're going to be. We're going to have boots on the ground over there.
I hope that don't happen.
And they've already what's her name?
Caroline Leavitt.
Like she's not. They haven't excluded the idea of a draft. They asked her point blank. That ease everybody's tensions at home. Like, can you say definitively that y'all have that there's not going to be another draft? And she's like, well, right now all options are on the table.
Well, I think their options are. I don't think we're going to have a draft. The enrollment's highest it's ever been. They're not hurt. They're not lacking for people.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is too. Look at it. Since Trump's,
way down.
No, not since Trump's got in. No, they're up.
Number one, nobody can pass the physical standards anymore. If we get a draft, we're going to be sorely upset.
Okay. All right. Let's go back. Let's take stage one. Me and you are both on the same page about us being over there, correct?
Yeah, I'm way against it.
I don't like us being over there either at all. I think it's ridiculous. My only but of this deal is if we can keep them from shooting a nuclear weapon at us or any of our soldiers anywhere, then I would be. But now I don't like the idea of us being over there. But if this has already started, we got to end this shit. We can't keep just going down the road where 6 months we're doing it again. We need to wipe out all of Iran completely off the map. The interesting thing to me on this is how all the other Arab countries have joined us on this side. You know what I mean?
All-time low, but this is 3 years old.
Yeah. No, it's booming now. They have no problem getting people in right now. Under Biden, it was an all-time low. Now, this is what I find interesting about this and the long game to this. It's going to be
a long game.
Let me finish on this now. The long game is we have cut off all the oil to Russia and China through Venezuela and Iran.
Okay, hold on. Army met its goals, 100% of its goals. Navy, 108% of its goals. Air Force, 100% of its goals. Space Force, 102% of its goals. I don't know what. I guess that's NASA.
No. It's Space Force. It's part of the Air Force now, but it's the Space Force.
Well, they needed 796 people, and they brought in 819.
Okay.
The Marines hit 100% of their goals.
So it's their.
But has the goalpost moved?
I don't know.
Like, are these the same
I think
these are these the same standards that we didn't meet in 2022, or was it like, fuck, we can't hit these numbers, and now our recruiters aren't getting their bonuses, so let's peel back?
No, I think that they've kept the same standards or even increased them. Even they said they're growing. They was growing the military, but I hate us being in freaking war. I'm sick and tired of watching people like Lindsey Graham get up there and preach about anything. I'm tired of it. I'm absolutely sick and tired of it. I also don't want Iran having a nuclear weapon. So if we've started this shit, let's finish this once and for all, because we've been jacking with Iran since I was 10 years old. Sick of it. Absolutely tired of it. I remember the Shah of Iran. What's sad is in the early 70s, Iran was a really good country. They had and I say good, from what I've seen and what I've read and stuff, it wasn't controlled by a bunch of fucking radical Muslims. But I don't know. I know oil's back down to $85.
It's going to go back up because that was under the assumption that one of the cargo ships made it through that strait, and it has not. It's still, so it's going to skyrocket.
It's not skyrocketing again. They
can't get through. It fell. I read it. That was under the report. They said that this oil tanker, the Strait of Hormuz was back up and running, and then it came out. It's about 6 hours later that no, that is not the case. Iran said oil is going to go up to $200 a barrel.
Well, Iran ain't going to have no choice in it because they're going to shut them. They wiped out the rest of their army today. It's $86 a barrel today.
It'll go back over 100. And then they put in the guy's son.
Well,
so now you don't think he's going to be pissed off and want revenge?
Hold on now. They think he's dead. They think that Iran is saying that he's in charge because they don't want nobody to know who's in charge because they're afraid they'll get killed.
So he made all these videos.
The videos,
before?
If you look at the videos, it's the exact same poses his dad was in, the same spots and everything.
Well, I'm sure they have a spot.
They blew that some bitch up.
I don't know.
The setting there, the pictures on the same, got a little crook to it, and everything's exactly the same. I don't know.
Well, it's a bomb-ridden country. Of course their pictures are going to be a little wonky.
I don't trust the CIA no more than I do anything else. But I don't like the idea of us being in fucking a war. And I do not want to have my grandkids to go in a war, but it's a screwed up deal. I wish we could have just an old fashioned war where we knew it was a bad guy versus a good guy. But it's never like that now.
It's bad when Alex Jones turns his back on you.
Well, I don't know. Alex Jones is not the gospel either.
Yeah, but he was very pro-Trump.
Well, I understand.
And now
that.
he is very anti-Trump.
Well, I don't like being in war. I don't like all this shit. I don't like war. I didn't want us to be in war at all.
It's just crazy how like everybody was so excited back in 2015 when Trump came on the scene. We're going to get an outsider and he's going to drain the swamp, and
we ain't drained nothing.
The status quo is not going to be that way anymore, and we're finally going to get a businessman in there to run America like a business, and we're gonna get out of these forever wars. That was what he's been promising forever, and it just shows you how deep the swamp actually is, because now Trump is part of the swamp. I mean, he's no different than George W. Bush. He's no different than any other politician that we've had up there for the last 30 years.
I disagree on that. I do. I disagree on that.
I don't see how you can.
First of all, from 16 to 20, he had to fight his own fucking party on everything he did. Every fucking thing he did. And he's probably he's found out that you got to play some politics to get anything freaking done. Now, if we've shut off China's ability to ever do anything, or Russia's, because of oil, Venezuela, and Iran, the long game he's right on that part of the deal.
The long game is China is below replacement level. Like,
it doesn't matter.
They're done. Yeah, they are done as a country in the next decade. They're gone.
They're not in 10 years. They're not going to be gone.
Yes, they will be.
No, they won't. It's
yes,
just like
they will.
No, they won't. It's just like the ocean's going to rise in 10 years. No, they won't be.
Their numbers are their numbers.
You think in 10 years they're going to fall off, or they're just going to be irrelevant because there's nobody there no more?
They can't do anything. They won't have a military. It's over for China.
They can push a button. They got technology.
It is over.
They're gearing up to attack Taiwan.
That's because this is their last chance to do anything. They got 10 years left.
Well, we ain't got 10 years if one of them gets a nuclear warhead.
So why are we not at war with China? I don't understand what you're saying. Like, if China's this evil empire over there, go fuck with them.
We have cut off the oil supply by taking out Iran. If you want to look at it from an optimistic point of the deal, we took out Maduro. We've taken out the guy
who's going to be replaced by somebody worse.
We don't know that.
We do know that. History tells us that. There hadn't been a single time that we've gone into one of these foreign countries, propped up our leader that we want in there, and it been a better place.
Japan. You said there's never been one.
60 years ago?
You said there's never been one. I just named one.
In recent history. How did it work out in Afghanistan?
That's still the same shithole.
Exactly. You just got now.
It was a shithole before.
You got ISIS, and it wasn't in the 70s. It was this fucking utopia. You said.
No, it was a lot better than it was now before the Muslims took over.
Well, I mean, just any time we go into any place.
What's your answer then? What is your answer? If you were the world leader, what would you do?
Be Sweden.
Sweden's a bunch of fucking being overran by fucking Muslims.
Be Sweden. We got oceans
you
on
mean
either.
Switzerland or Sweden?
I don't give a fuck.
Well, there's two different places there. One of them's neutral all the time, but they're neutral because they fucking play both sides against the end.
That sounds like a great idea. I love doing that.
We can't do it. We're the United States of America because
we have oceans on both sides of us. Mm-hmm. I would say.
So what would you do to Canada and Mexico?
Fucking prepare.
Prepare for what?
To handle your shit, bro.
So you would cut off Canada and Mexico.
We're out.
So you want to be one type, just isolate ourselves from
just us.
Okay.
Just us. I would pull back everything, and if they don't fuck with us, we won't fuck with you.
What about
I'd be the big bad bully on the block that's got the bluff in on everybody.
So we would be surrounded by Russia or China right now.
That's fine.
China would be at Del Rio.
We're already fucking surrounded by Russia. It's 20 miles from Alaska.
Canada and Mexico, if we did that, would both be a communist country right now. What do you think is going to happen?
There's communism in Cuba. It's 90 miles from Florida.
Well, I'm glad you bring up Cuba.
We're going to get Cuba, too. I hope we do.
Cuba's fixing to fall.
I hope we do.
Well,
maybe Trump's right.
Why do you want Cuba?
Let's just get all, because I want a vacation there.
So see, you're selfish.
Fuck yeah, I'm an American, Jeff. I'm supposed to be selfish. Isn't that what America is?
Cuba is fixing to fall probably within the next 6 months.
Thank goodness. I can't wait to vacation.
I want to go there too.
I want to, don't get rid of the old cars.
Do you think it's going to be a state or do you think it will be I think it'll be a territory like Puerto Rico?
It'll be like Puerto Rico. Trump's right. Let's just get all the Northern Hemisphere.
So Trump's right on this
You
part.
are now America.
Okay,
Congratulations. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere with us, congratulations. Welcome. Healthcare sucks over here. Education is awful. What else is bad? You're gonna get fat. We're gonna give you diabetes, and we're gonna fund all that shit. So congratulations. You're a part of this fucking circus. Hope you didn't like your country too much.
What's your answer on healthcare?
Man, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm
asking you, what would you do on healthcare if you're in charge?
It's almost too far gone. Like, I think America, it sounds bad.
This is really bad.
I mean, you got to almost strip this shit to the studs.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
And I don't know how you do that without massive chaos. There is so much here that's fucked up. I don't know how you fix it without just scrapping everything and starting over.
So you think other places don't have the problems we have, or they're better than we are?
What do you mean?
Well, you're saying we need to strap ours instead, and it's total chaos.
It is.
Do you think it's global, or do you think it's just a United States deal?
I think, there's so many places that have, like you've always said, you don't have a military, so you can have free education, free housing, free healthcare because you don't have a military.
You sound like Riley now.
I don't think it's all wrong.
How?
I mean, we're a sick, I just listened to RFK. 10% of SNAP benefits go to buy soda pop.
That's bullshit. They should cut that out.
They are.
And then what's funny? Now hold on. So the people on the left or the right that's on stuff. Well, what right are you to tell me what to buy? You're using our money.
And RFK answers that. So we're funding diabetes to kids that are on SNAP benefits, and then 78% of children that are on SNAP benefits as a kid later get on Medicaid. And then we pay for the diabetes that we gave them with our SNAP money.
I'm 100% with you.
So that's the answer is we're giving you a disease, and then we're also forced to treat you because now you, through whatever, bad fortune, you stay poor, and now you're on Medicaid. Now we got to foot the bill for your diabetes that we gave you.
When you were 16, you said something that I remember this. We're talking about abortions one time. And you said at 16 years of age, you told me, you said, we should fund abortions. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You said, why should we pay for someone to live for 30 years or 40 years or 50 years on freaking welfare? Just let them be aborted. And I thought,
it's a gut punch.
Actually makes sense though. But I'm with you on healthcare. And you know what? Most Americans are on this, on healthcare deal.
But there's
I don't
no
have
answer.
There's
no
not
answer.
an answer.
It's too big. It's too big. It's too big of a problem.
It's crazy too, is I don't know when this happened, but I don't remember healthcare ever being a problem when I was a kid talking about, like, if you were sick, you went to the doctor and it cost a couple of bucks to go to the doctor. I think that one of the biggest problems we got in our country is attorneys got involved with lawsuits. So if you went to a doctor, he wasn't worried about getting sued for $1 million if he gave a wrong, you know what I'm saying, a wrong diagnosis on something. Mm-hmm. And nowadays, every time their health care costs so damn much.
Yeah.
I mean, not their health care, their insurance costs so much too. I don't have an answer on the health, but that's what I wanted to know. But all these other countries that supposedly have all this free medicine and everything's great, like Canada, how come everybody's got money comes to America for treatments?
RFK said that because we're the best at treating illnesses, but we're not the best in keeping you healthy.
At preventing illnesses.
Yes.
I agree with you on that.
We've got great doctors for when you get sick and everybody's sick. We got great doctors that keep you on that hamster wheel of a prescription cocktail.
Riley said something the other day that I thought was very true, and I agreed with him on. And most of the stuff I don't agree with him on because he's typical liberal. It's free in government. But he said, I think that those data centers ought to pay taxes on the electricity they use. Well, sure they should. Everybody should.
Well, I was talking to a guy today, and now if you look at a lot of these data centers, there's a big solar plant that went in just before, and now they're going to get a lot of their energy from solar, and you don't have to pay taxes on that somehow.
See, they should pay, but do they own the solar plant? If they build their own solar plant, that's it. We've got a guy on Friday at 10. We have a guy that works at that engineers and builds datas that will be on with us Friday. So it will be out next Monday, but he's going to be on with us Friday, and we're going to ask.
7 out of 10 Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. 37% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency. Wasn't expecting this bill.
That's why they have the GoFundMes all the time.
But,
that's sad.
But this just goes back to what I said with Riley. I think most Americans are one major medical incident away from financial ruin for the rest of their life. And I don't know how to fix it. And that's a travesty when you look at how much money America has and you look at how big our fucking deficit is. And it's a travesty that we have racked up this much debt, and the average American citizen can't afford medical bills. Can't afford good food.
The $400 that you just said, how many percentage of them some bitches got a $1,200 phone in their pocket?
I agree.
It's because self-responsibility and people priorities are different.
Once again, you got to strip it down to the studs.
I can't disagree with you on anything that you've talked about on that. Healthcare, there's not an answer on at all.
Other than
start over. I get sick all the time. He said, well, in a foreign country, they got free health. Yeah, because they don't have to worry about someone keeping them. And that's why we need to quit being the fucking world's police.
And that's another thing. So my kid is in the 5th grade, and they are devoting all of their resources right now to pass the STAR test, because that's ultimately how the schools get graded, right?
Yeah, I don't like our education system.
But it's like, so where are we at in the world with education?
We're not very far up there. We're on the bottom of the
We're
list.
low.
Yes, we are.
And it's like, this is the best that America, but it's like, once again, there's a system of holding schools accountable, and it's this test. And if you don't pass, if so many of your students don't pass this test, meet or exceed, then everything gets fucked up.
How many days?
And I don't know how to fix that either.
How many days is Reese board in school?
I don't know.
Because we teach to the dumb kids is what the problem is, to try to pull them up. But a kid like Reese, though, that's smart, they're bored.
But it's like, I understand that there needs to be like a metric to make sure that schools aren't like Chicago and just fucking
Baltimore. 12% of the kids.
Baltimore, not Chicago, pumping out a bunch of dummies. So like, I understand you got to have some metric to see where schools are. But it's like for the whole second semester, we're going to devote everything to passing this test.
What was we ranked when I was in school? Probably like 19. Let's say 19. Let's say 1976.
Well, I don't think the Department of Education came on until 74. And then since then, like it's just gone down every year.
But when I was in school, and I say this all the time but that's all I can go by is my own life. We had history class. Kids today don't know about history. We had math, we had English, we had art, and we had music. And I think you need to have art and music. I think kids need that for their minds. But we learn different things. And it seems like today we're worried about teaching a kid calculus in third grade, but they don't know even what our country's about or anything else. And kids aren't going to college no more either.
No.
But I'm against the STAR test completely. This is right back to Democrat-Republican things. The Democrats have missed a perfect opportunity in Texas to take over some seats, but they run fucking idiots.
We're 38th in math, 24th in science.
In Texas is.
No, the United States.
But people in Texas are fed up with what they've done to our education systems. And I don't even understand the voucher deal. I don't have a kid in school. And I do think if you're in a bad school district and your kid could go somewhere else, I could see where you could send your kid somewhere else.
Japan's beating us. Japan beats us everywhere.
Smartest people in the Southeast Asia. But those kids are disciplined and they take pride in what they do.
Goes back to.
Well, we don't have no discipline in school because everybody gets their feelings hurt.
We don't have any discipline at home.
Or at school. But you're right. At home, we don't have any.
This one says 8th out of 41 countries.
But there's 200 in some countries.
This is like that.
The G5 countries or whatever it would be.
Whatever it is. Out of OECD countries.
I mean, for us to be in the top 10 out of 41 countries, I can live with that. Because there's, you get those European countries where kids are at this utopia, you call it. But we've got a lot of problems in our country. Education's one of them.
Housing's one of them.
Okay. What's your answer on housing?
Don't have one.
Now, we getting rid of 20 million illegals is going to make some free houses.
And when the baby boomers start to die.
But what's the answer? Someone the other day messaged me and they were like, I heard y'all talking about the cost of housing and I'm 32 years old and I'm having trouble buying a house the first time, blah, blah, blah. And I feel for that kid.
Yeah, you're fucked.
But
should have been born 30 years. If you listen to a baby boomer, all you got to do is work a little bit harder and all your problems will go away.
Hold on, though. But a lot of people that were buying first-time houses 20 and 30 years ago also had their priorities straight. They wouldn't take in 6 vacations a year. Hold on, let me finish. And I know there are people out there that bust their ass that can't afford a house, and housing is expensive. But you just bought a house the other day, and you fixed it yourself.
I also bought it for what it should go for.
You got a good price on it, but you also had to completely redo it.
I did.
But you didn't have to. You could have just bought that house at a good price. The problem is not everybody, but a lot of these people want to live in a $500,000 house right off the bat. When I was growing up, there were neighborhoods where there were young couples at. And they would sell their house and they would move up and then they would move up and they would move up until they lived in a nicer house. Nowadays, people think they need to live in a brand new brick home right off the bat. They don't know how to be poor. Or they don't want to give up their $1,200 cell phone. Or they don't want to give up their $700 a month car payment. You also have to sacrifice some. Now, housing is way too expensive. I will agree with you on that. But people today don't know how to be poor at all. And they don't know how to sacrifice. They want to have 2 brand new cars and live in a $350,000 house. And you can't do that making $50,000 a year.
Let me pee and find this video. Okay, so I couldn't find the exact video that this guy does a really good job of breaking down. So he breaks down costs of everything. And like he did one where it was everything compared to the 80s. Housing, cars, healthcare, education. I can't find that video, but I could just skimming as quickly as I could find just the average breakdown of housing from the 80s to today and how it relates to salary and everything else. So here we go.
1980s compared to our 7.5 today, and we should stop whining. But the average home was $47,000 in 1980, where today it is $436,000 for the average home. Let's compare that to salary. The average salary in 1980 was $12,000. It is only $56,000 today. So housing went up times 10, but incomes only went up times 4.5. And then if you look at it compared to the average home, it is 4 times the salary for the average home, where today it's 8 times. This person can't even be qualified for this. But if the 1980s person didn't want to deal with the 14%, they had an option called renting. They could actually rent an apartment for $243, which was only 24% of their income. Today, the average rent is $2,000, which is 42% of the average American's income. So if the average American can't afford the average house, they are almost being forced to rent. And if they're forced to rent, they're forced to spend 40% of their income on housing. That is what's putting pressure on Americans today. The boomers like to remind...
Okay, but what's the answer to this? Because it's free capitalism. Now, I don't like BlackRock and them buying up all the shit and these other companies. I don't like that, but I don't know how you can prevent private companies from buying things. It's just business, and it sucks. But what is the answer to this?
I don't
think there is one, and I don't think a politician can fix it.
No,
I really don't. Okay, let's say me and Mom died today. Okay, and y'all get our house. What are you gonna do with our house?
Sell it.
How much are you gonna sell it for? As much as you can get.
500
right?
grand.
Much as you can get, right?
$1.5 million.
But you're gonna sell it for as much as you can get, right? Mm-hmm. So are you part of the problem or are you the solution?
Absolutely, I'm part of the problem.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You can't tell people what they can, and I understand, but a lot of the reason why these people are wanting these, they're not realistic about what kind of home they can have. They think they need to buy these brand new homes. Well,
but that's I don't think that they're. I think the divide is just so bad now. Like, you've either got really nice homes or you got shitholes.
But
you can't afford to rent.
But people used to buy shitholes and fix them up, and they'd have a nice home, and then they would sell it for a profit and move to a bigger home. They don't do that no more. I mean, there's nothing wrong with where did you and Jesse move when y'all first married?
Skunk House.
Was it a nice house?
No.
But why did you live there?
Because I was broke.
But what did you do while you were there?
Saved.
To buy what? A house that you could fix, right? Mm-hmm. You have a very nice home now. Was it a nice home when you moved into it?
No.
It needed to be redone, right?
But I knew I could do it.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying though. You did what normal people used to do. You lived somewhere below your standards. How long did y'all live out here? 2 years or 3 years?
2.
2 years below your standards until you could afford to get a house, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then Jessie got pregnant and you had a house, or did y'all have the house before she got pregnant?
We had the house before she got pregnant.
Okay. But you did the right way.
We did things the old school way.
That's right. And that's what kids today don't want to do. They want to skip that. And I'm not saying all of them are that way. And it's not fair to them to not be able to do it. But sometimes what they want is more than they can afford.
Well, now, like he said, average is 417.
Yeah, but
average.
But you don't have to take very many $4 and $5 million homes and $750,000 homes to do that. I'm not saying that it's not bad.
You're saying the luxury houses have skewed.
There's a shitload of luxury houses. Yes, there's a ton of those.
Whereas 50 years ago, there wasn't as many houses selling for.
No, fuck no. When you go to Abilene, Texas right now, and you go south by Jim Ned, you see them big old houses they're building? They're everywhere. Just tons of big high dollar houses. That's what skews the deals. There's still some bargains to be had out there, but you're going to have to find something that's not nice. And maybe you got some crackhead for a next door neighbor. I don't know, but you're going to have to make some choices, and you're going to have to give up some things to have a house. I'm not saying it's fair, because it's not. But back in the 60s and 70s, they weren't building monstrosities homes. Every house was a 1,200 square foot home. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And nowadays, people are wanting to build a 6,000 square foot home with a pool, 3-car garage, security, sprinkler systems and shit like that. Nobody wants to start out in a cracker box house and fix it up.
Yeah. I get it. I like it. Strip it down to the studs, man.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the problems with our housing deals is there there's no doubt that things cost a lot more than they used to. I agree, and my deal. I feel for you, these young people, but also let's be realistic. Find you a house that's beneath what you grew up in, and fix it up and make it something nice, and then you can sell it for what you've got into it, and plus a lot more equity you'd have in it, and then go to a bigger house when your kids get a little older.
So there was a guy that I knew. I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not going to mention what he does, but made a good living. Had a good job. Lived in a very rich neighborhood. And through the course of conversations, they were thinking about filing for bankruptcy. They had nice car, 2 nice cars, big house. And it's like this is somebody that's probably making $250,000 a year. But he
spent everything he made and
had too many toys.
Yeah. That happens a lot.
But he had the position that he was in, he had to keep up with the Joneses.
I know who you're talking about, I think.
Basically. But he had to have the nice car, the nice house, because his peers all had it. But what he doesn't understand is that his peers had been playing the game for 40 years longer than he had. And he probably never even asked his peers, what was it like when you started? What'd you drive? Where'd you live? I bet if he would ask that question, they would have been like, well, my wife and I shared a car. She probably didn't work because, wives back then didn't have to work. And we probably, more than likely, but that goes back to rent being so high. I'm sure that they rented for cheap. And like that last video, rent's 40% of your income if you rent.
When we go do a lot because everything we own is paid for. Mm-hmm. But we used to not go be able to do that. But as you get older, you should be able to do that. I'm always shocked when I find an older person that goes and buys a brand new house and has a big mortgage. I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? But that's their business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not for me. But most older people have their stuff's paid for.
They've been playing the game longer.
Other than a car payment, And I know I've got some friends of mine that have car payments. They don't have car payments. They just pay cash for a new car.
Yeah.
But the average person is going to have a car payment or something,
I don't know what any of the answers are. I just know that it doesn't look good.
It's going to be tough, but I think a lot of people's that nobody wants to sacrifice. And things are expensive. Jesus Christ, go to the grocery store costs so much. And the groceries.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to. I don't even know the answer. I don't even have a clue what the answer is.
We made pizza last night. Used my buddy Fox's recipe. You make dough and you do your own pizza. It's a fun night for the kids. They enjoy it.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. $40
to make pizzas at home.
That's
home. That's a cheap meal too. It used to be.
Yeah, it's flour, it's olive oil, cheese gets you.
The cheese and the toppings.
And the meats get you.
Yeah.
But I mean.
But yeah, it should be it's like making bread. Making bread used to be flour and water and some salt. And
I got home after going to the grocery store after the third time because I didn't have everything I needed the first 2 times. But I told Jesse, I'm like, we're $40 in to make pizza.
Yeah, but if you go to a place and order 2 pizzas, you're going to be still 4.
So you could have to make it though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's cheaper to eat out.
That pizza's so much better.
I really like our pizza place here in Knox City, but it's a fun night for the kids. They get to throw on their toppings and make their own personalized pizza and spell out their initials with pepperonis or whatever. So it's just a fun thing that we do every once in a while, and it's pretty easy. Other than making the dough, like it's really easy. And I was just like, we'll just do that tonight. It'll be fun night. It's Tuesday night. Like I was busy all day yesterday, so was my wife, and I was like, I'll make the dough. It's got to rise for a couple hours, and then kids get home, we'll roll it out. They can do their own thing.
But $40 still.
$40 later. Son of a bitch.
I ate pizza at the new place the other day.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah. It's good.
What's funny is Michelle goes, they're small. You might want to get 2. They're not that damn small.
Right.
They're good, but they're brick oven pizzas.
I love me.
Would you have your brick oven?
Pizza. Huh?
Would you like to have a brick oven?
I thought about buying one. I did one on the Traeger and I did the other 3 in the oven just to save time.
Okay, well there you go. Hold on. You made 4 pizzas for $40. That's pretty good. That's Domino's prices.
Yeah.
That's not a bad deal. You're complaining.
4
pizzas at the pizza place in town would cost you $80 or $100.
They're small though. I mean, they're not huge pizzas. They're tiny.
They're good though. God Almighty, that's a good recipe.
Yeah, it's like a. By the time you roll it all out, it's kind of like a cracker crust. So it's real thin crust, but yeah. So I guess you're right. Four pizzas.
Your
we'll
boys,
eat on that for a little bit. But
Your boys are so blessed, and they don't even know it, and they should know it. I mean, they're kids, but they have as good a home life as anybody. You and Jesse should be so proud because they have a good, solid base and good life. Probably one of them ended up in prison because you don't think that, but you know what I'm saying? They're good kids and they have such a good home life. And I hope that when they get to be your age, they're the same kind of dads and moms that they have with kids because y'all do a lot of good things with your kids.
Well, we try to. I mean,
y'all are very, very, very good parents. So I tell Logan Pyatt all the time, Logan's a very good dad. Really good dad, and I see that a lot with young people because I see so many shitty parents, I think are parents that are selfish, and y'all are not. Y'all give up a lot for your kids, and the world is very blessed because of those boys.
Well, it's a short time. You don't gonna have them forever, so you better. I saw a thing, and I couldn't agree more. Like you either create your kids' habits, or somebody else will. Yeah. So that's why, like, the kettlebell swings as soon as school's over, the push-ups, the get your shit done right away. Because, like, listen, if you leave a 10-year-old to his own devices, he's gonna turn on the TV, he's gonna watch YouTube Shorts, and then he's gonna eat shit that he probably shouldn't. And here I was feeding him pizza last night, but
that's not unhealthy.
But you got to create your kids' habits, or they're just gonna fall through the cracks.
You know what this reminds?
So keep them involved in sports. Keep them involved. Jiu-jitsu's big for our family, so that's what we do. And like this is our way. If you get out there at 18 years old and you find a different way or a better way, that's on you. But I did all that I could to try to get you on the right path.
You're the kettlebell reminds me. I have a friend of mine, John Ballard, good friend of mine, grew up with him. He was a BMX racer, and very good, world champion, state champion. I don't know. He was very, very dedicated to it. But every day after school, he'd have to do 100 starts or this or that. He was telling me about it one time growing up as a kid. I thought, well, but that was a really good thing. His dad taught him that, got in that habit of doing it, so they don't think much of it.
Well, I just don't want them to. I don't want them to be a burden on the system. And I think we got a lot of people that are burdens on the system because they don't take care of themselves. And then all of a sudden they have to be a strain on the medical industry. Just take care of yourself. This goes back to personal responsibility. Just take care of yourself. You get one body, you get one opportunity at this, and you start being a drain on the system at 50 years old or 40 years old, and you're not good for anybody.
Nope, you've done a good job, parent.
I'm not done yet.
Well, no, you got a long way to go. The bad years are coming.
The jury's still out. Yeah. We're at the easy part of everything right now. We'll see how the teenage years shake out.
Todd Marinovich, you don't even know who that is. He was quarterback at USC. His dad had him on a regimen. He ate right and did all this shit. Well, then he found cocaine and hookers.
Yeah, man, that's a great equalizer.
Before we get off here, the Max Crosby deal, that's going to change the NFL from now on, I think.
Why?
I think
he failed his physical.
I think guys are going to, the NFL's going to come up with a physical that they're going to have to pass before they can be signed or before this can happen, because the Raiders got themselves in a hole over this deal.
How?
Well, they signed all these people and committed all this money to these other free agents, and now they got Max Crosby still that they thought they had traded and picked up these draft picks. I think this is going to change some stuff, and then they signed Hendrickson, who was the second best defensive player to be set. I couldn't believe nobody had signed him yet.
Well, it doesn't open until today.
Well, I understand, but they have all the tampering deal. I'm surprised someone hadn't come to terms with him yet.
This is kind of a boring free agent year. Like a lot of defensive players, there's no like big star to be had. I don't feel like
there's not a lot of those that get to free agency now because of George Pickens would have been interesting if he would have been a free agent and not got franchise tagged.
But it's like every year there's always like this big stud that's like, ooh, where's he going to go?
I
don't feel like we have that year.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers comes back now?
Yes.
That was a good pickup they made, that receiver from Indianapolis.
Michael Pittman?
Yeah, he's damn good. He just needed someone that could throw the ball to him.
Yeah, if you look at the McAfee show that he did, I just seen snippets of it, but there's a lot of we's and hours, and
I hope he comes back for one more year.
I bet he's got a couple more.
You seriously think so?
He was great last year.
He played really good last year.
He was great. Takes care of his body. Like, he's kind of got that Brady-esque.
They don't get hit no more.
They don't get hit anymore. I mean, he's had a couple collarbones and an Achilles, but
he hasn't got no head injuries.
Relatively, yeah, he's relative. Well, they got that new helmet on him now, so keeps his brain healthy. But and I mean, really, like, the Achilles thing might be a blessing. You get a year off. You're not taking any punishment with the Jets. It's kind of like Tom Brady with the ACL. I mean, they were a good team, but that is one less year of wear and tear that you got to worry about. Mahomes is going to be the interesting one because somebody was telling me they think he's going to come back week 2 or 3. I just don't see how. I realize he's a workout, big in the weight room, big on taking care of his body, and I'm sure he has the absolute best team. I just don't see how he's going to be worth a shit before Halloween.
That's a 2-year injury. He won't be any good this year. It never. Nobody ever is.
Your explosion's not there. Explosion. You're moving around in the pocket. It's just not there.
I don't.
And that's how he that's how he hurts you.
Yeah, because their offensive line sucks, and they haven't addressed that at all.
Well, it just starts today, so we'll see.
Well, no, but everybody's committed. There's just not a lot of good free agent offensive linemen out there either. Another thing too is that I think was going to really hurt Kansas City is I think Travis Kelce coming back did not help them. He was not the same Travis Kelce. He's old. I mean, and he should be. I mean,
got Kenneth Walker.
That was a good move for them.
Yeah.
But you can't run if you ain't got nowhere to run because of the line. But I think Kelce coming back was not good for them as a team. A lot of the Chief fans I'm friends with, they were really glad.
$14 million?
Yeah. The money-wise, he's not that good no more. He's lost a step. It's all good receivers. Once they lose a step, it's down. So I don't know if that's good for them or not.
So, okay, before we get off of here, I want your crystal ball back to Iran. How does Jeff Stanfield see this playing out?
I don't know.
Don't give me the the Trump clips.
This ain't a Trump clip. Iran is. I like Trump. I think he's the best president we've ever had, but I do not like everything he's done recently.
Quadruple the natural death.
Iran has had more long game than I thought they would. Because every time I think they're done,
we're what 10 days, 2 weeks in, basically.
Their whole Navy's gone now. So,
boots on the ground, yes or no?
God, I hope not.
It's yes or no.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't give you an answer. Can you tell me what your answer is?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have boots on the ground. I think it's gonna be another forever war.
I hope you're
wrong. It's gonna be another.
I hope you're
20-year
wrong.
War.
But my gut feeling tells me that we're gonna have to send some troops in on some stuff.
Does this have anything to do with the Epstein files?
No.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Big classic. Hey, look over here.
I think that's the answer
and it's
for
like,
that's the excuse for everything. The Democrats had the Epstein files for 6 years or 7 or 8 years, and they didn't do shit on Trump. They would have sunk his ass a long time ago with that. So no, I don't think so.
Well, it's Israel.
I still don't.
Israel has the Epstein files.
Well,
Israel is the Epstein files.
Well, but the Department of Justice had it before too. So if they had anything on him, they'd have done it before. No, I do not think this has anything to do with the Epstein files. I think this has to do with oil, just like Venezuela was oil.
That's another thing. Why are we bombing Iran for oil? We just took over Venezuela, and they're what, number 3 in the world?
I told you earlier.
We should have enough oil between us and Venezuela.
We have our oil. I think we cut off the world's spigot of oil by taking over Iran. I think it's got to do with oil and Israel more than anything. I hope we do not put troops on the ground. I have a sick feeling that we will end up having to put some troops on the ground. The only thing that gives me light at the end of this tunnel is midterms are coming up, and if Trump can go in there by July 4th and has completely annihilated Iran and everything's done over there, he's a win, and the Republicans sweep everything in the House and the Senate. If this goes on until November when the election time is over there, then the Democrats are going to win the House and the Senate. That's the only thing that I see that is positive.
To get this done quickly?
To get it done real fast because of that. The same with the voter ID law. If they get the SAVE Act passed, which they should anyways, Trump said he ain't signing any legislation until they get it passed. If they get the SAVE Act passed, then the Democrats won't win another election. So I think it's coming down to election stuff, but I do not want troops on the ground. I'm sick and tired of our kids going over there and dying for other people. The kids that passed away, God bless them families. I pray for them people. And this sounds absolutely horrible. My son just got out of the military, but when you sign that dotted line, you know that you're going to get put at risk somewhere. And those kids that passed away and those families, I feel sorry for them. I do. And I'm not trying to sound like an arrogant jackass, because I'm not. But those kids knew when they signed what they were getting involved with. And it was a terrible deal for them to be over in a foreign country to have that happen to them. But that is part of war, and it sucks. But when you're a soldier and you sign up, you know what you sign up for. And, you know, it's not all set. Now, I saw one guy complaining because his daughter was a reserve or something, was afraid she was going to get called up. So, well, she's been getting a check for 2 years to be a reserve. That's what the reserve is for. In case something happens, you have to. That's part of it. And I don't want to sound like
I think the problem is just we saw how the last 20 years played out.
Yeah.
The WNDs and all that other stuff, and it's just like you got to believe one side or the other.
It's a different chapter, but it's the same book over and over again. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So no, I hope we don't put troops on the ground. We've got enough technology, but I just don't know how you're gonna. No, I don't know how you can clean a country up like that without having boots on the ground. I just don't know. And those people hate us. I mean, they. I
think it's twice the size of Afghanistan, population wise. I think it's 90 million people versus 40, and that took us 20 years.
Tehran, we never cleaned Afghanistan up either. Tehran is the same size as New York City, same size, same people, 9 million people there. So I don't, but that's 9 million people that hate us, and I can understand why the average person there would hate us, because they see us getting, you know, we blow up their stuff. But the people in Iran are happy. The people on the streets, they're tired of it. They've lived in such a horrible, oppressed deal. But like you've said before, I don't see us going into Africa to like Nairobi or somewhere like that. And I have no clue what Nairobi is like. I'm just using it as an example. We're not going over there and getting them oppressed people.
Plenty of other shitholes that don't have oil that we're not worried about.
That's exactly right. So I don't know. I hate politicians 100%. Hate them. So we'll see what happens. Just think about that when you go to Cuba.
I hope we take them over, clean that place up.
Cuba's going to fall. Cuba's fall. Those people have had enough too. I mean, they're tired of being oppressed. What's killed them is Starlink and places like that, because these people now got access to shit they couldn't do before.
Yeah, no internet in Cuba. That's crazy.
Well, I don't know that they don't have internet, but I'm
I don't
sure
think they have internet.
North Korea don't. That little fish head, he's, you know. So I don't know. The best thing happened to the United States is we are a long way from everybody. But all right, we got a busy day again tomorrow. Let's get out of here. God bless y'all. Have a great day. Check out the Public Land series by Shingear. I got a new state coming out next week. I haven't decided what it is. I've still people send me an email. Goose, GOOSE at West, WESTEX.net, and put your name in the hat for your state and tell me why I should pick you and what you got to tell us. Have storytellers. Thank you. God bless you. Have a great day. Peace. Bye.
Watch for deer.